Make sure you grab different color spray paints, different size thread edges, and everyday household items like cups or lids. My name is Arturo Lopez, and I created Spraycasso Studios back in 1999. I have then continued to show people diverse ways of creating master paintings in just a few minutes using nothing more than just spray paints and everyday household items. The beauty of this art is that you don't have to have a steady hand or know how to draw. All it requires is a little bit of imagination and some dedication. So join us, and you too can become a Spraycasso master. I will walk you through diverse techniques of creating beginner level paintings, intermediate level paintings and techniques, advanced level paintings, and we'll take your skills even further to master level paintings. So if you guys are ready to embark into a new art adventure, then grab your spray paints and materials. Let's get started. Hey crew, Arturo Spraycasso here. Welcome back to another Spraycasso show. In today's tutorial, we're going to be talking about basic beginner level spray painting. This is going to be a space painting, guys. But first, let me show you a creative thing that you can do with your empty cans. Believe me, guys, when you guys spray paint as much as I do, you're going to have a lot of empty cans laying around. So save them, and throughout the show, I'll show you crafty ideas of what you can do with them. In this case, this is where I store my very famous Spraycasso tool. This is what I use to create all my spray paintings, guys. It's a very handy tool to manipulate the paint and create different effects. Alright, first you're going to need poster board. Poster board you can find in any art store, any major store. You can find it everywhere, guys. Usually one side is matted, one side is glossy. You always want to paint on the glossy side. Now, different lids. As you can see, I have some bowls, a spray paint cap, a jello mold, whatever it is that you guys can spare from around the house, around the garage. It doesn't matter. The more sizes, the better. Here, I'm just trying to locate a place where I feel comfortable putting my planets at. Now, throughout this tutorial, even though it's a beginner level tutorial, I'm going to show you techniques to help you save on spray paint, and also as well as terminology and speed techniques. So here, this is going to help you save a lot of spray paint, guys. Here I just added a thin layer of black to show me this is where my planets are going to go. I don't need a spray paint any more than that. The rest is going to be negative space. So now that I know where my planets are going to go, we're going to begin with the first technique, and this is going to be the texture technique. Guys, you don't need to get any closer than 6 inches or any further away than 6 inches when doing this. This is about a good size right here, a good measurement to start on. So the texture technique, you usually put your lighter colors underneath and then cover them with a neutral color. Neutral color being gloss black. There's 2 neutral colors in spray paint, gloss black, gloss white. With the texture technique, gloss black works a little better. So we added our light colors, in this case being orange and green. Again, no more than 6 inches away from your painting. I'm going to cover that with black, yep, with our neutral color. And I'm going to create the texture using a magazine sheet. This is really cool. You're just going to put the magazine down. No need to put any extra pressure on it. You just put it down and remove it. And look at that. An amazing texture technique. Very vibrant colors. Now this is going to be the reverse texture technique. I'm going to use it on this planet. This is a speed technique that I personally use when I'm spray painting live. And when time is of the essence, guys, you're going to want to do this. Not only do you save on paints, you also save on time. So notice that, remove the texture, remove most of the black, put the color down, and even though it's the same colors, guys, look, it looks different, doesn't it? Alright, let's try that again. This is the typical texture technique, you know, right here. Light color underneath, no more than 6 inches away. And let's see, if you get any closer, guys, you'll start to get runs. You'll get extra spray paint, and you really don't need any more than that. Your neutral color being black. Alright. We're going to use a magazine sheet. Now see, you don't need a brand new magazine sheet every time, guys. And if you want to create an extra rocky terrain, all you have to do is just tap down multiple times like I did here. Now save this. This is going to be another speed technique. We're going to be using the reverse terrain technique, but notice that this time I added a little bit of yellow underneath. Yeah, look at that. You still are able to create an amazing texture with this. And you saved on spray paint. Alright, so now we're going to think about where we want a light source. Now, once you decide where a light source is, guys, it's very important that you stay consistent with it. that you put your shadows in the right place, that you keep your light source, in mind whenever you're covering your planets. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get a little bit of black. Now I know that I want my light source to be in the middle of these planets. So my light source, I'll begin with the yellow planet. I'm gonna add a little bit of black right across here. You don't want it to be too dark, you don't want like just one dark line. No, notice how there is some darkness to it, but it also has this shadowing effect. It's kind of like a fading effect. Alright? And take a look at that. Nice. Alright, let's do that to all of our planets. Now, I don't know if you guys can notice, but it's not like it's just a complete black line. It actually has a little bit of that shadowing effect going on. Alright, just like that. Now, you know what? I need to add a little more black on that planet on top. But first, guys, be very careful when putting your stencils down. You don't want to put any pressure on them. You don't want to run the risk of scratching your paint. So just let them go on top. Don't put any pressure on them. Now guys, notice here. I'm going to add a little more black. That one was not dark enough. It didn't give a very realistic shadow. Now guys, see this thing right here? I don't have a way to lifting it. You run a risk of scratching your painting if you put pressure on the wrong way or anything of, just ruining your planet. So take the time, put a little bit of tape on top, just like this. You just fold it in half, leave some space so that tape can actually stick to whatever it is that you're taping it on. In this case, our spray paint cap. And notice how I did that, guys. I put the cap on top of the planet, the texture, the shadow. You want to get the shadow, and then I just released. No pressure behind it. Now I'm going to show you the Nebula Technique. Now you want to use bright colors when creating the Nebula Technique. In this case, I'm going to use some blue. Now notice I'm not covering every spot blue. I'm leaving some white, some negative space. The white of your poster board is called the negative space. So we're going to leave some negative space. And in that negative space, I'm going to add a little bit of red. Notice, again, I am not completely covering the entire negative space. I'm leaving a little bit. Added some red. Now I'm going to add some orange. Very vibrant colors. This is where our light source is going to be. Now on top of that, a little bit of yellow. Look at that. Just a quick spray. And it gives you that glowing effect. This is where our light source is going to be. Alright. Now I'm going to get a little more blue and just kind of blend it into our colors. Guys, blending means just adding a few sprays. You don't want to make it too dark. Now right here on our negative space, a little bit of black. Blending it into it. See that? I'm also leaving some negative space. I'm not covering the entire thing. What you do want to cover though is you want to make sure that your planets are going to come out nice and round. So you always want to go around your planets, guys. Go all the way around them. Otherwise, they'll look like a football, believe me. So go around them, make sure they're nice and round. Okay, just like that. You never want to add the same colors of the nebula that your planet has, right? Because then it'll look a little too weird. So you want to add a little bit of mixture there when you create the texture technique. Now guys, this is gloss white, another neutral color. Now, I'm going to aim 45 degrees away from our painting, and I'm going to very gently, this takes a little bit of practice, especially if the spray can is brand new. See, if you don't have the practice, guys, if the can is brand new, you're going to get a lot of spray paint coming out. You just have to practice. You want the paint to sputter down. Just let it sputter down onto your painting. The beauty about this technique is that it'll give you different size droplets, making the effect, the illusion that there's depth to your painting. Some stars are closer than others. This is the star technique. Alright, look at that. Doesn't that just look amazing? The complexities of space done in just a few minutes with a couple of spray cans. I'm going to show you another technique, guys. I'm going to create a sunburst. Now notice where I'm pointing, right here. You always want to aim here, not at the bottom, guys. Don't ever aim at the bottom of your paint. You're going to regret it. Aim at the middle of your straight edge. And let the mist come down and create the white line for you, the thin line for you. Watch, here I'll show you. See, I'm aiming at the black spot at the middle of it, and look how it created that straight line. This is a rookie mistake that a lot of people think that we actually spray onto the painting. No, we don't. We aim at the straight edge and then just let the paint come down. You create different, like I said, it's a light source. So create different rays. See that? Now check it out. At the middle where they all intersect, this is going to take a little bit of practice, but I'm sure you guys will get it. See, notice how I practice on the outside my painting. You want to cover the intersecting points. It'll just give you a more realistic look to your star. Alright guys, I'm going to show you another technique. This is the comet technique. Imagine that my hand is the painting. I want to put my can down, just like that. Not like that, like this, at a good 90 degree, right? Perpendicular to it, or parallel to it, and just tap. Now you want to make sure that this area is nice and dry, guys, otherwise it'll leave a nasty little ring. So tap, tap, tap. Look at that. It gives you the effect. Now this is space. There's no up or down, right? So you can put your comments however you want to. I'm going to put one right about here. Now notice how I'm touching. I'm making sure that it's dry before I do this. Quick tap. The more taps you do, the darker the comment. Right here. Awesome. Look at that, guys. Now you guys can do this. It may take a little bit, a couple of tries, but I'm confident that you guys can get it there. One thing you always want to do, guys, your name. Yep, and you can date it too. I recommend you date it. You always want to sign your paintings on the back as well. I usually do. This is the Spraycasso tool. I am just scratching the paint. Spraycasso. Dun, da, da. Look at that. Now let's take a look at what you've created. Let's remove the stencils. If they get stuck, it's okay, guys. I know a lot of people say, there's a small ring around my planet. It's fine. You'll live. Planets look nice and round. Shadows are correct. There's just a lot going on. I love the colors. Guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope this has answered a lot of questions. If you guys have any more, please feel free to leave me a comment below or find me on my Facebook. Alright, crew. Until next time.